Hey team, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to go over PostgreSQL range types. We're going to look at overlapping. You'll see how we use the definition of overlap to make this a very simple problem. In PostgreSQL, we're going to use the double ampersand to test for overlapping periods, numbers, and such. But before we can even get in to use this, let us look at a definition that is going to make this unbelievably easy to understand. So it's the definition of overlap. So the first one is to cover something partially. It would be true. Or by going over its edge. So like this would be an edge. This would be an edge. So if something starts here and comes into here, that's going over an edge, right? So that's the second part of this definition. Or to cover part of the same space. So this could be part of it. This could be part of it. So this definition, these three parts, if you can apply this definition to every problem and understand this notation, how we're going to define the boundaries, the edges, then this is an easy problem. So let us start with this one. Notice I have 1 through 10. So that's like 1 to 10. We're going to be using brackets. That means I want to include 1 and 10. And then I'm saying 0. So now ask yourself the first question. Does it cover something partially? Does this cover any of those numbers? Yes or no? No. Does it go over an edge or a boundary? No. Does it cover a part of this? No. This has to return false. It failed the entire definition. Cool, we got false. Let us look at example 2. I still have 1 through 10. I'm using brackets, so that means include 1, include 10. And now I'm going to include 0, include 1. Does it cover something partially? Does it go over an edge? Oh, look at that. It goes over an edge. This is true. We're going to be using the or condition. So any one of these or all of them can be true. So this has to be true. Let's execute this and see what happens. And we get true. Perfect. Let's do the next one. So using the definition again up here, we have 1 through 10. That's fine. And now we're looking at 11. Well, 11's over here. Now, does it cover something in here partially? Nope. Does it go over an edge? Nope. Does it cover the same space? No. This has to be false. Sweet. In our next example, we have 1 through 10 again, but notice we're saying 6, 7, 8. It looks like this. 1 to 10, braces. 6 to 8, braces. That means we're including the endpoints. Now, where's 6, 7, 8? Does it cover something partially? Yeah. Does it go over a boundary? No. Does it cover part of the same space? Yes. 6, 7, 8's right here. This has to be true. 2 of these are true statements. So this is a true statement. Let's execute this. Excellent. All right, now we have 1 through 10. I'm using the endpoints, and then I have 0 to 11. Now ask yourself the question, does it cover something partially? No. Does it go over the edges? Yes, it goes over the edges here and over here. And does it cover some of the same space? Yeah. It covers 1 through 10. This has to be true. And there we have it. So this right here was an introductory. I believe if you use this definition, you should never have a problem. We're now going to look at the date range. And guess what, team? We're going to be using that same definition. That definition solves all our problems. So does it cover it partially? Does it go over the edges or boundaries? Or does it cover part of the same space? So imagine we have January the 1st to February the 22nd. Now I'm going to be using January the 31st. Well, that's kind of like right here, right? Right in the middle. So does it cover something partially? Yeah. And does it cover some of the same space? This has to be true. And we get true. Notice here, we're going to typecast this as a date, and we're going to typecast this as a date. And then I'm saying, hey, let's use boundaries, right? And then, of course, we did the same thing down here. Let's move to the second. Notice I got my definition again, and we're going from January the 15th, 2023 to February the 22nd. Then I'm going to be looking for January the 10th, which is before this, to February the 1st. Well, we know that January the 10th is here. It goes over the 15th and all the way up to February the 1st. Does this do an edge? Go over an edge of our boundary? Yes. This has to be true. Let's see that work. Nice. Okay. How about this one right here? So I have a range from the 15th of January to the 22nd. And then I'm going to go from the 1st of January to the 14th. Well, that's all over here, right? Does that cover something partially? No. Does it go over a boundary or an edge? No. Does it cover part of the same space? No. This has to evaluate to false. Let's see that work. False. Now we formatted a little differently. Here we did type casting. Here we said this data type is of type date. Is this definition working for us? I think so. And our last example, I have January the 15th to the 22nd of February. And then I'm looking at from the 20th of February to the 24th. Well, we know the 20th is like right here. It covers the 22nd and then goes to the 24th, it's a couple more days. So this is a edge. So this right here will evaluate to true. And there we have the overlap in PostgreSQL on the data type date range. And there you have it, team. PostgreSQL overlap range types. I'm hoping the definition made this an easy problem to solve. If you have any questions about this video, please leave them below in the comment section. And that's all I have. I'll see you back in my next video. Take care.